Before I had kids, I could work all day, every day. I'd get up at 4 a.m. to go open the store up and merchandise and stay till close. We worked weekends, holidays. I could work 70, 80 hours a week and not blink, and I was fine with that. When I became a mother, whether I recognized it or not, there was conflict internally about how I was going to be the best leader that I could be and be the best mother that I could be. And I found myself really conflicted and not understanding how I was going to move forward. And Best Buy was awesome in that moment in time. They offered so many different options for me.
But the schedule.
But at the end of the day, there's also like the expectations you put on yourself. And I was learning to be a mother. It wasn't even just having this little person, but you're learning how to be a mom. It's overwhelming. And so I made the decision to leave because I needed something that would give me flexibility. It wasn't about balance. People talk about work-life balance all the time. I think that's BS. There's no such thing as balance. Things can be out of balance and you can feel fine. And what I mean by that is there's times when I have to give more at work and there's times when I have to give more at home. And so it's never really balanced. It's more like I have to be flexible and I have to learn when I have to shift directions. And so working for Comcast and in the types of roles that I was in gave me the flexibility that I needed to do what I needed. And even then struggled.
Yeah.
Because there's a learning process in that. And so for anybody that struggles with balancing it all, the first thing that I would tell my younger self would be to self-assess. Like, what is it that you need to create a support system that allows you to do the things you need to do? So that could mean, does my job support that? Does my company support that flexibility? And some jobs are not made for that.
Yeah, like
right?
Best Buy, you had to be there. This
you had to be
is
there.
Business. You have
to
to be
open
holidays.
The building.
No one else is going to do it.
Right. And so that's not Best Buy's fault. That's just the business that they're in, right? And so I think that self-assessment, and I think the other important part about self-assessing is make sure to filter out the guilt part of it. Because sometimes we impose our own restrictions because we feel guilty.
What do you mean by this? Tell me a little bit more. Tell me more.
So what I mean by that is, like, I'll use myself as an example. You describe me as someone who's like strong work ethic, first one in, last one out. Those are self-imposed. No one said, Lisette, you have to work this many hours. You have to put in this much time. When I don't do that, there's guilt. Like, oh man, like
I could be
doing more. I should be doing more. Now, as a mother, it's the same thing. Not only do I need to be doing more here, but I should show up to soccer practice that day. I need to remember that it's pajama day, like whatever the thing is, right? And so those are self-imposed a lot of times. And so I think it's important to self-assess. Are those things that you're putting on yourself, or are they truly required and needed to maintain the important aspects of your life? So I think the self-assessment part is important, and you may find from that, I really need to make a career change. In my case, I did. Or maybe I need to have a conversation with my boss. I'm really struggling, right? And being honest. Nowadays, in today's climate, it's way more acceptable for women to vocalize things like that. And if you do that and your company responds with like, too bad, so sad, then you have your answer and you can move on and you can start looking for something else. But that self-assessment component accelerates your process of getting to the place that you want to get to in order to have the flexibility that you need. So I think that's number one.